What's going on, my crypto trading partners? Okay, I'm going to do a quick video on BTC today. I personally am not invested into Bitcoin. I use it purely as an indicator for some of the other investments that I would rather get into. That's my preference, but obviously, BTC is our market leader in the crypto world. So I want to take a look at what Bitcoin is doing today. Um, well, first of all, since September, we've been on a massive run. All the way down at 40,000, and we can draw a little trend line here, and we are up, up, and away. I do think that it's possible we hit 70,000 before this run ends. I'm not sure, but that is my guess. And I want to take a look at where this line comes from. But first, let's talk about a few other things before I zoom out. This orange trend line comes all the way back from mid October in 2020. I started to draw that line. I saw it was very important, has been very important. Every time we break above it or below it, there's significant movement. Um, and for that reason, um, I'm a little bit torn as to what Bitcoin is going to do because I'm thinking it's going to run out of steam soon because of the way that we have just been going almost straight up since, you know, for at least 3 weeks here. But yeah, Bitcoin can do that, and we'll see what happens. I'm certainly not going to encourage anybody to enter Bitcoin at this point. The price is way too high. We need to wait for it to come back down. That's the best way to take a look at Bitcoin if you're thinking about buying. Definitely, I mean, you can do what you want, but I would never enter at this price. Not a chance. However, Bitcoin is very bullish, and since the middle of September, when we made the golden cross here, 50-day moving average crossed over the 200-day moving average, and typically after that happens, a lot of times you will see whatever crypto stock that you're following, it'll dip back down. That's actually pretty typical of it. This is kind of a lagging indicator, anyways. But anyways, we made this golden cross back here in the middle of September, and sure enough, it was telling us that Bitcoin is about to make some big moves. So those are the important indicators that I've been following on this chart. Golden cross here, crossed our golden trend line since October, which turns out to be very significant. And now I want to take a zoom out approach. This is the daily chart, and I want to go back to where this target of 70,000 actually comes from. Is it significant? Will we go there, et cetera, et cetera? All right, so way back in October, get rid of that line, zoom back in here if I can. I've got to take it off of auto and move it over. Oh, I'm showing you the golden trend line right now. That's okay. I want to show you where this comes from too. So we'll get to that 70,000 mark in just a second. All right, so I started this way back here. I saw in October of last year that we were trending up, and every time we got below this, we dipped way below. Every time we got above it, we stayed above it for quite a bit of time, and often used this as a trampoline of sorts and bounced way up. So that golden trend line, and let's follow it back as long as I'm on this topic. Um, Here is where I saw that Bitcoin was going to crash. This is now, a lot of people call this the Wyckoff distribution, and that's fine. I like to keep things simple. You can chart any one of these Wyckoff distribution phases, if that's what you want to call it, um, and you can chart it into a head and shoulders pattern. So that's what I did. I called it a head and shoulders because that's the way I was seeing it. And turns out it didn't matter what I called it. My intuition about Bitcoin crashing, if it breaks this neckline, was correct. And so here is where I sold and went all into cash. I wasn't in Bitcoin, but I sold my cryptos and others because I knew they would follow. And sure enough, Bitcoin did crash. The altcoins followed. I had a target drawn out, pretty accurate target. We came down here and well, actually, this blue line here is my target, and we touched this several times in the course of a month or two. Zoom out here. Yeah, we touched this several times, and so this target is where I started to re-enter back into some of my other crypto investments. And so, it paid off to chart this out and follow Bitcoin, of course, for my other altcoin investments. I always like to use Bitcoin because it is the leader in the market. All right, enough of that. We're getting off track here. I'm getting off track. So 80,000, I need to go way back here. And let me zoom back out. In March, you remember when we hit 4,000? Maybe you don't remember, but we were at 4,000. Bitcoin was at $4,000. And man, if I could travel in a time machine right now. That was not even 2 years ago. What, a year and a half ago, Bitcoin was at $4,000. And I knew it was going to come back up and test our previous high of 20,000. So I drew my Fibonacci from our low in March at around 4,000 and drew it all the way up to our previous high of around 20,000, close to 20,000. That gave me my Fibonacci. So all these levels above 1.618, 2.618, 3.618, and 4.236. Those have turned out to be significant levels. You can see I extended a line here, and this blue 1.618 actually turned out to be my target down from what I call this head and shoulders. We hit that. We hit that several times. Where's my pen? We touched it here when we first crashed. Again over here, again here, again here, again here. So 5-6 times we hit it and it would not break. People were calling for Bitcoin to go back down to 20,000. Some people said it was going to go to 10,000. Some people said it was going to go to zero. You have all these naysayers on the boards all of a sudden when the fear starts raining down. They love to add to the mix. But I had my target set from my head and shoulders, and my target was actually right here at 32,000. We did come a little bit lower than my target, and that was fine. And we hit this 1.618 on the Fibonacci that I had drawn. And then look at this, 2.618. That was significant support. So when we really broke through the neckline, we didn't really start to rapidly decrease in price until we broke this 2.618. Let me zoom in here because I want to show you something. Once we broke this 2.618 level, see this here? Look at this candle on Bitcoin. We went all the way from 44,000 all the way down to 30,000 in one single day. A price drop of $15,000. Get rid of that arrow before I forget to do it later. All right, so that was a very significant drop. Only showing you that because I want to show you how important these levels are. And then here, 3.618, that is 60,000. Look at this. We went up, touched it, almost touched it here, broke above it. Look what happened when we broke above it. Look at that candle there. That shows you that that price point is, or that level is significant right there. Look at that candle. We went from 60,000 all the way up to 65,000. That was $5,000 in one day. All right, so now we're coming to the line that I want to talk about. That is our top line here. And this is what I expect us to top out at. I don't want to say for the year, because I was hoping that this year we would hit 80 to 100K. A lot of people have been calling for that. But I wonder if we top out at 70,000 this year and then maybe not hit that 80,000 to 100K till next year, beginning of next year. Only because this is significant. You can see how each one of these levels played a significant role. I expect 69,931. Let's just call it 70,000 for sake of argument. I expect that to be a significant level. We are almost there, folks. We are almost there. And so I want to say this too. That was a terrible arrow. I want to say this, that if you look at the Bitcoin domination chart, which I posted a video, I believe it was yesterday. I'll leave it down there and related links so you can view that analysis too. I am expecting a pullback on Bitcoin dominance as well. So that means for Bitcoin that we will either level off and kind of go sideways and up and down here until we finally hit this 70,000 and come back down, or that means that Bitcoin is going to go back down, maybe test this orange trend line that I have drawn here. So I know that doesn't really tell you the direction Bitcoin is going to move in the near future. I believe to gain a perspective on that, you need to watch the Bitcoin dominance analysis. And I don't want to make a call on which direction Bitcoin is going to move at this point, but I will say this. I mean, we've been on a strong run for a month, for 3 weeks at least now. And we're near that 70,000 mark. And to me, again, this is not an area you want to buy. If I would do anything with Bitcoin, I would be selling it. That's me. Look at down here at RSI. Rarely do we go over 80 on the RSI, and we're right there right now, folks. We're at 79. So we're getting very close to an imminent correction of sorts, at least maybe just a rest. It might not be a correction. And also, I want to say, I could be wrong. We could get above this 70,000 mark. To do that, I would think that we'd come back down here, use my orange trend line as a trampoline, and then bust through. And then that would, if we did that, I would say 80,000 is our price for this year. We'll hit this trend line next. All right. I don't know if I've covered everything. If you have any questions, whatever, comment down in the comments section. And if you find this content helpful, please give me a like. Thank you, folks. Have a good day.